Hi everyone, it's Mike with Crane Realty. Just recently got an email from a local lender. Sometimes lenders they provide emails with some really nice information for both realtors and to prospective buyers, just to inform them of things that are going on in the industry. And I thought this email was kind of interesting, and I wanted to read it and give my thoughts on it. So it's a bidding war mistakes to avoid. So I'll read just a few of these bullets and just kind of share my thoughts on it. Certainly, I've had my fair share of bidding wars this year. So let's get into the first one. Uh, Bidding every penny. Buyers should hold back 10 to 40% of the maximum amount they can afford to cover any essential repairs. So my thoughts on that, I mean, basically my advice every time to a buyer when it comes to approaching reaching their max, really, you need to operate within your financial means and not overextending yourself to a point where you're going to be uncomfortable. I mean, that's just the basic advice that I give to everybody. And so long as we really stay true to that, then we shouldn't find ourselves in a position where we overextended ourselves and now you're in this home that you're resentful of. We don't ever want to see that. We want to make sure that we operate within our means. So if it means passing up a home that is that 15, 20,000 that yes, we could do, but man, it pushes us tight. Uh, it's just not worth it. We'll be patient. Let's continue to look, and who knows what the next week's going to bring. So I usually suggest that. Not sure what exactly the 10 and 40% to put in reserves means necessarily. It depends on the house too, right? So if it's a much newer build, there shouldn't be a lot of deferred maintenance, right? If there's a property that's 10 years old or something like that, we shouldn't see a lot of chipping paint, wood rot, shingles that we need to get ready to replace or something like that. Um, Trying to have a home inspection done. You know, whether we can negotiate anything, that's one thing, which would be really great. But in addition to that, a home inspection provides us the opportunity to kind of get a punch list of a honey to-do list, things that you need to try to do over the weekend and stuff like that, and just button up little areas around the house that could lead to more catastrophic things down the road that could save you a lot of money. All right. Assuming they will get a second chance. Buyers often think they will get an opportunity to raise their bid if needed, when quite often they do not. Yeah, so basically, I do get that with a number of different buyers where when it comes to delayed negotiations, which is what this is referring to specifically, uh, delayed negotiations, a property hits the market, let's say on a Thursday, and then they say delay negotiations due Monday at 6 p.m. That means that within that short few day window, we get to go see the property. If you like it, get your financial affairs in order, put together an offer with your prequal or a proof of funds, and then on that day and time after, all of the offers will get scooped up, any and all offers, and then they're going to be reviewed by the seller and the listing agent, and then the seller's going to make a decision. That doesn't mean that we have a second opportunity. It's kind of having one dart in hand and we're throwing it at the dartboard, and everyone else is doing the same thing. Whoever is closer ends up being the winner. That's kind of how it goes. We don't get multiple retakes on it. That tends to murk the waters and get things really complicated very quickly. Um, and a good signs of a really good listing agent prevents those types of scenarios from happening and doesn't open those doors and saying, hey, we're coming back to the drawing table. We want people to give a second take on it and stuff like that. It makes things really complicated, especially for those who are already like, we've given our best shot. Why are you coming back to us the second time? Um, so that's my thoughts there. Let's see. The third one that I'll finish with here, not knowing a home's true market value. Buyers should understand homes are often priced below the market value to stimulate bidding wars. Educate buyers on how much properties' values have increased lately to help them understand the true value of a property's market or their market value today. Yeah, so that makes a really good point. A lot of times when people see a list price, there's a number of different listing strategies that go into why a seller and a listing agent have listed a property at a certain dollar amount. There's a number of different nuances and things that go into it. But the ideal is yes, if you do read the market correctly and it does indicate that you're going to get a wave of buyers, then listing it 10, 15, 20,000 under market, yeah, you're going to get a big push of people. And that's going to start wearing on buyers' psyche when they go to the open house and they have to wait to enter into a room because there's so many people, because so many people flooded in because they wanted to see this property because it's a beautiful property. And why is it listed, 20,000 below what, something that recently is sold for that's not nearly this nice? It starts to get into people's heads. And by utilizing that pricing strategy, typically yields a higher end result, which is why sellers and listing agents do that. It doesn't work across the board for every property. Like I said, it really depends on the situation for each seller and what they're looking to accomplish and for the specific property. But that is something really important for all buyers to keep in mind, is that the price that you see is most likely not the fair market value. The fair market value meaning what somebody is willing to pay for that property. Hopefully this was helpful information to all of you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach on out. We'd love to have a conversation with you. All right, take care everyone.